definitely fine. Don't worry about it.
It's the message of today's stream. Don't worry about it. Hello.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
It's
worry
just that
about
thing
it.
cats do where they bring a partially dead bird or rat to your doorstep, except bigger.
Don't worry about it. Hello, miss.
Hello, miss.
You'll never guess what we're talking about.
You'll never guess. It's truly a mystery. It will never be known.
Who could possibly ever know? Is that a mushroom crab?
Yeah,
Mushroom crab.
there were some of those around in the caves.
Yeah. Wholesome. Crab. And if you may have changed your mind about drawling, you finished dinner and ate so much potato. But have you
So
considered
much potato.
more potato? You have to eat much potato, otherwise you will let Samwise Gamgee down.
You don't want to do that.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Exactly. Wholesome mute stream. I don't know what to draw on. Am I drawing?
I don't know.
Wholesome.
Something wholesome, apparently.
Oh, what's wholesome? What's wholesome?
I mean, you could just continue to add to Cheeb's current hyperfixation.
You can
That is an
also
option.
always do that.
I feel as though Cheap's got that well and truly covered. I tried to draw Atcat once, it didn't go well.
That's why you need to practice.
I mean, you do need to practice drawing cats, so.
I've drawn a cat once a week for the last 2.5 years. And I'm still not
And
good.
yet.
Exactly. So I don't think any amount of practice is going to help, so we'll just ignore that. Thumbnail, the secret animation project. Ah, yes. My secret animation project that I definitely have time for.
It's
Well, then
not
it's
about
not a
whether you
secret,
have
is
time
it?
for it, Chris.
Halloween?
Nobody has time for anything.
No. I guess this is the last group draw stream before Halloween. Could do some spooks. I have already started drawing wholesome. So.
Wholesome spooks.
Wholesome spooks.
That's your drawing prompt for today, Chris. Wholesome Spooks.
What would Atcat and Vamp Boy Frank's couple costume be, Miss? Demands.
I don't know. I am not that well versed in the realm of couple costumes.
Simple. Atcat is vampire. Fennorian is cat.
They go as each other. Oh no. Honestly, they might.
I'm now just imagining that they're dressed up as the other creature. So, like, Atcat is dressed up as a vampire and Fennorian is in a Catboy outfit.
Yes. Correct. They're silly.
Wholesome, not slutty.
Yes. No. Like, when we say catboy costume, you mean wholesome, not slutty. There's no way Fenora would dress up as a slutty.
Yeah, when I say Catboy costume, I'm sort of imagining he's just wearing his regular outfit and he just found a couple of ears and stuck them on his head.
Yeah.
Because he might have been told about this party beforehand, but he got wrapped up in something and now it's like last minute and he's like, well.
They both raided each other's closets for this. When both went, oh, I need something. Boyfriends.
I'm gonna work under the admittedly ill-informed assumption that this is not the first time Atcat has raided Fennorian's wardrobe.
No, absolutely not.
If only to sleep in.
Absolutely.
Fennorian will have crocheted a cat hood with ears.
Yes. Miss, you're so correct.
That'd be cute and nerdy and sweet. Oh, that's a tall ask, all of them.
Hey, they can pull it up. I believe in them.
Are they guising? Guising? Juizé.
What?
Are they juizé? Answer the question, Chib.
I don't know what that means.
Are they juizé?
I also do not know what that means.
I have to be specific, man. Trick or treating. Oh. If you mean by trick or treating, that Atcat steals just a bunch of shit, then yes, they're going trick or treating.
It's the trick bit.
Yeah, exactly.
The treats are the things that get stolen.
The trick
people
is
get tricks.
that while Fennorian was at your door, Atcat raided your fridge.
You looked away for 2 seconds.
That was your first mistake. And then your second mistake.
You made a lot of mistakes.
If you were made of rope, what would you dress up for Halloween?
Means what Chris is drawn.
Yeah.
What are your guys are going trick or treating?
You're trying to remember anything without googling it. Do you remember the derivation? Is that what you're going to Google? Yeah, Prospero in your head. Okay, you got Pero, which is the father's name. Mira, there you go. How dare you not remember the names of these characters I haven't drawn in a year and a half?
How dare you, honestly.
Remember the cloth and rope friends? They are Hercule and Zig. Again, no particular reason anyone should know their names. But you got Zig. You got Zig. I don't know if it's Hercule simply because of the small round spectacles, but that's what I called them. Oh no, I know what it was. I guess it was sort of slightly inspired by Poirot. It was realizing that Hercule comes from Hercules, and thinking of the disparity between Hercules and Hercule Poirot as like physical figures. And I had this little round friend, and I was trying to think of a fun name for them. I thought, could also be because they're Belgian. They're all Avon Valise.
Avon Valise?
Avon Valise.
Avon Valise.
Avon Valian?
Avon Valise.
Avon Valise. Honestly, not the weirdest way you gotta pronounce that, Hazel.
What did Hazel say?
Avon Valise.
Avon Valise. Avon Valise.
Avon Valise.
Drawings.
Drawings. Let's have a see what people have been drawn. No. Got the little hat. Little hood. Now here's the question. What proportion of that ball of yarn is going to remain yarn by the time Fennorian gets to it? Sorry, I interrupted Mrs. Sentence with cute hearts. And one word of Dutch. Yeah. Was it hyper?
What's the word of Dutch? Is it pannenkoeken?
Pannenkoeken.
The only word you need to know.
It's the other word you know. The hyper de piep.
Yeah, I still think that's a silly premise. We're going to use Dutch as our secret society language. Like, okay, don't do any business then in anywhere near the Netherlands or South Africa.
Yeah.
Or near anyone who knows English and likes etymology, because chances are they can understand about half of it. They tried.
That too.
What? Why that word?
Voorhoofd?
Your forehead.
Forehead, yeah.
We're sat in Yale. Yes, no Dutch person has ever gone to Yale.
And I doubt there is a single person at Yale who knows any Dutch as well.
Yeah.
Clearly, that is not a thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely not a language arts department, and there are definitely no professors who are from other countries.
No, for sure not. His hands were busy being inside a man's inside spaghetti. He needed his forehead dabbed. No. Even then, I presume you say more than just that.
You could say lichaamsdelen.
Like, they have this entire secret, quote-unquote, secret society language, which is just a different language. But that aside, and they use one word of it and speak like...
in a scene where everyone is apparently... Okay, yeah, like... For a written book, I can understand the narrative itself not writing out the Dutch words in scenes where you're supposed to understand what everyone's saying, because that gets tedious after a while. But also this whole premise is pretty silly to begin with. Also, because in the historic examples I can think of where they used obscure languages as part of a cipher, they also used a cipher. They didn't just say, we're going to just talk in this language and no one will know what we're saying because no one here knows this language. They still used a cipher.
Been Spanish and Latin before this. Yes, because nobody has ever spoken Spanish before.
No one's ever spoken Latin at an educational establishment.
No. At a university.
I know. How weird would that be?
It is definitely not the case that for good 100 years or so, good couple 100 years, Latin was the language of academia, and there are definitely no holdovers for that at all.
No, definitely not.
It is also definitely not the case that fairly recently in academia it was pretty standard, where if you got a graduate degree, you also had to learn a language during that graduate degree because translation journals did not exist. So if you wanted to know what literally anyone else was doing, you had to go read it yourself in their language.
I'm glad it's good fun and well written. It's just so silly to me. It's also just because Chris keeps saying, if someone knows etymology, they will understand half the language. Even if you don't, There are a lot of words that are very similar to things in English.
No, almost none.
No. You see, it's obscure and hard to pronounce.
It's hard to. I can't stand here and say it's easy to pronounce, given how badly I do at it. But
Yeah, like I wouldn't.
thanks for the support.
No, you're doing great. But I know you're having trouble with it.
And I mean, it'd also be one thing if they're like, oh, this is an obscure language because they're stupid white folks who don't know any better. But these are clearly people who are, like, aware that Amsterdam exists.
I mean, it's also just, like, because they specifically referenced Amsterdam, it just made it all feel so much stupider to me. Like, oh yeah, and we also can go to Amsterdam. It's like, oh, cool, you're just like every fucking American tourist then. Cool, great. I've lost all respect.
See, I think I would respect them more if they were learning the language to go to Amsterdam versus using it as some weird, badly thought out cipher and then going to Amsterdam. I really hope they weren't planning this to be a business trip. Because, like I said, if you're going to do any of your secret society business in Dutch in Amsterdam, everyone's going to know. I mean, they might not care because you're a bunch of weirdo tourists, but it's like, what?
I mean, it's like if you're going like as a supposed secret society, you use like Dutch as your secret language, and you go to Amsterdam. Whatever option you go for, whether it's Dutch or English, you're fucked. People in Amsterdam speak English because that's where all the tourists go. You go to any restaurant there, and the only thing they will speak is English. It's a fucking students' city, and all the tourists go there. Implication is these people are stupid rich people who are stupid and rich. That's at least what I get from it. It's just like, cool,
I
these
mean,
people are
yeah,
idiots.
I'm also hoping this is they decided to use an actual current living language as their secret society language because they're stupid. Because that's stupid. Also, again, even when people did use existing but obscure languages as part of their ciphers, they still used a cipher. The code talkers weren't just speaking Cherokee at each other. They were using Cherokee words as part of a cipher to help obscure what the heck was going on. So even if someone captured a soldier who knew Cherokee but didn't know the cipher, they'd be just kind of like, this is a bunch of nonsense. Like, they're talking about turtles. I don't know what to tell you.
Ended a 6-hour
No, it's
layover at
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, went to a spa, asked her if she found it difficult to get there, etc. And she responded with, no, it's Amsterdam.
It's Amsterdam.
See, I just heard the Dutch sort of stupid students using, or academic people using Dutch as a secret language in the context of an operating theatre. and I've just have been just trying to translate the sentence, there's severed body parts strewn all over the office, into Dutch. But I don't know severed or strewn, that's the issue. I know body parts.
So you know all of the important words. I mean, I guess it sort of depends on, like, how the synonyms work. Because if you know other words that are similar, you could probably fill it in, and someone who knows the language would probably get the idea. Even if it takes a moment. Because I've definitely had to do that with some of my students who English is their second language, where it's like they use something that is like, well, that's technically a synonym, but the context, the connotation is very different. So you're going to have to give me a moment.
There's also the slight synonym. There's also the slight question I have in my brain whenever I have to say something like this in Dutch, which is how English has this slightly annoying habit, once you notice it, of just saying conjugations of the verb to be to avoid giving more detail. So, for example, in that sentence, there are severed body parts strewn all over the office. Now, it's a bit weird in that instance because you simultaneously say strewn and are. You don't really need the are. Because strewn is sort of giving you the gist. Whereas in Dutch, it seems that, you tend to specify, like something very rarely is somewhere. Like it tends to lie somewhere or stand somewhere, or rather than just being is. It seems from my layman's perspective.
I mean, for this limb severed body parts thing, instead of there are, I like.
My instinct would be to go liggen or something like that.
Yes, that's my instinct as well. You're right about that. Like, both, like, in the English sentence of there are severed body parts strewn all over the office, like, both are and strewn are, like, they convey the same idea, which is that there's body parts all over the place.
Yeah.
And that would be just, you can just do that with liggen, which is laying. Yeah, I probably use that.
So I wasn't in this instance. I wasn't sure as to whether or not you just skip straight to like a verb of to strew. Is that a word? Can you strew things? I don't know if you can.
No, it's because I wouldn't use like strewn because, or like anything with strew, because strew is stopped being a word for me already.
Yeah.
Because it connotates like an action, while like it connotates that the body parts are in motion, which they aren't.
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't use like anything like that, because that would, yeah.
I guess if you wanted something slightly more, you would you would explicitly give the past tense of like somebody has strewn.
Yeah,
these things
exactly.
have been strewn.
It's like if they're everywhere, it's just like, yeah, exactly.
Again,
I didn't like have to imply that someone like strewed this or thrown this. Then I say that specifically and not implied in the sentence that there are body parts laying all over the office.
Yeah, this is. Once you start noticing how often this is used, this first came to my attention before I started learning Dutch. Actually, I found there's a thing called E prime that some writers advocate, which is literally just English, but you take out all conjugations of to be, so you can't say be or is or are or was or anything like that. And you can say everything in E prime that you could say in English, but you now have to specify explicitly what you're actually talking about rather than say,
Okay, so Dutch.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a really good writing exercise for English because you see just how often you take shortcuts in English. You just can't be bothered to give context for things. And it's good good exercise for learning another language that you can't do that. Like Dutch. Dictionary says yes, it is a word, along with bestrew. Oh, I like bestrew. That's a word I'm never going to use, but I'm going to smile whenever I see it.
I have a question about boyfriends.
Hi, Frank.
Yes. What's the question? Would Fennorian give all his candy to Atcat since he can't eat it? Probably?
Oh.
I mean,
just
also, I don't
realized...
think Atcat should have any candy, but
Yeah, I was
that's
just
a
about to say, I
different
just had the
matter.
thought of, like, oh, giving a Khajiit a bunch of sugar, that's going to end badly. For who it's going to end badly for, I'm not sure, but it's going to end badly.
I mean, it's not moon sugar, it's just normal sugar. Headcanon. Trick-or-treating to give away normal sugar sweets and candy was something invented in the Elder Scrolls universe in order to help wean people off moon sugar. And we will give you normal sugar things if you come round. Make it exciting. Accurate footage of Atcat after eating too much Halloween sweets. Let them go nyum.
They're already going, you.
What's been going on elsewhere? Nyum. That's what's been going
I
on.
told you.
You did say. No heck is going.
Pick up that skinny nerd and run around.
Stole a treasure.
Yeah, this is very much a someone left the rogue and the mage behind, and now we're dealing with the consequences.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Finish submitting that.
I'm also still trying to translate the sentence to Dutch. You've cursed me.
Jack curse.
Yeah.
We've given you a problem to chew on, and it's not even that it's an important problem or even an interesting problem.
No.
But your brain's gonna chew on it anyway.
It's simply problematic.
Yeah. No, because I was thinking, like, would I translate severed? And probably also not. Like,
Yeah, that's another interesting thing, because, like, if it's an individual body part, that sort of implies that it's not attached to the rest of the body anyway.
yeah.
Severed
So,
and
like, you could just say there's
strewn.
body parts all over the office, and it's like, that's... The implication is it's just the part and not the whole body.
Yeah. Like, unless it was severed in, like, a specific way, then
Yeah.
maybe, but, like, don't feel like severed is specific enough for me to, like, give more context.
Yeah, also, it's not like you're viewing the severing.
Yeah.
Severed produces such good imagery, does it? Produces imagery. Typing around Luna's whole ass. Oh. Lovely.
Cat in Fennorian's office. Yes.
I do like how that cat has pulled out some, but not all, and it's like, oh, cool, there's enough space for me, and then stopped.
Yeah. Space for me and also a comfy thing there. All's good.
This is mine now. This is why, if you want your linens to stay in one place, you need to have a door on them, potentially a pet-proof door. Which usually involves a thing that requires thumbs to operate.
Doesn't
We
stop
had
some
to have
cats.
that on cabinet doors in the kitchen for a while because when I was little, we had a dog who knew how to open cabinets to get to the dog food. And it's like, all right, sir, we're now going to put something onto here that makes it so you really do have to have a thumb to get this open. And since you do not have thumbs, you cannot get it open.
Skill issue.
And did you know it's almost November?
Yeah,
Oh, don't remind me, please.
I'm
It's awful,
aware.
isn't it?
I have.
Absolutely.
You're aware? You're aware, Cheeb.
I am aware.
Aware what?
Where?
Who?
Yes.
Ah, woo.
Aware, Sheeb.
Yeah. No, the full moon, I become a cheap.
This is only slightly dampened by the fact that you're already a Cheeb prior to the full moon.
Yeah.
But where Cheeb gets panic.
Yes. That is accurate. Every full moon.
They just
You
appear.
know-
No one knows how.
Now that I'm looking at the word spelled out, that really just does look like the word pancake.
Yeah.
It's because it is. Again,
Like, you
this
could have just told me that was someone taking the word pancake and spelling it in a cutesy way, and I would have believed you.
and that is why Dutch makes for an incredibly good secret language.
Yeah, exactly. Because you look at it and you go, yeah, that definitely couldn't be an English word spelled funny.
It's just it's just pancake and ooh speak.
Dutch is not uwu speak.
No, we sound too rough for Uwu speak.
There's too much glottal sounds.
Yeah.
Panakavuken.
Maybe if the Dutch G didn't exist, but you know. It does. It very much does.
I was trying to think of a word that's like cute but begins with G in Dutch. And the first word that came to mind was Hans. And it's like that's appropriate.
Yeah. Onk.
Honk. Goose deserves at the beginning.
Cons. I don't have the very guttural G.
I overcompensate for that.
Yeah.
I go proper.
I hear.
Yeah. I gotta make sure. Meanwhile, I don't do anything to R's.
No.
Don't even try with those. Yes. Miss shared something that I also vaguely remember from QI a while ago. That, who was it? It was an old monk. There was a monk who said that he tried loads of things as toilet paper, basically, and by far the best was the neck of a goose. It's like,
Sounds like bad times.
it sounds very dangerous.
I
I don't
like
believe you.
a living goose or a dead one, because both of them have me concerned.
Yeah. Neither of them is the right answer.
Oh, was it actually specifically live? Okay, right.
Then I'm
I
even
feel-
more.
I
Yeah.
feel, as someone who has been bitten in the leg by a goose, I feel like I don't really want a goose's mouth that close to my genitals.
No. Definitely not.
That just seems like a great way to end up at the hospital with a story that you don't want to have to explain to the nurse.
Yeah, very much.
There's a weekly online show I listen to called What the Fuck is Wrong with You, where they do news articles from the week about stupid things people have done. And every year they do a bit off of some... They go over the very, very important reporting job that another gentleman does each year called the Rectalspective, where he just goes over, here's all of the strange things that people stuck into themselves and ended up at the hospital with. And I feel like that's, despite the fact that you're not really putting anything in anywhere, that sounds like a story that would pop up on there. It's like, ended up in hospital because goose bit them in the ass while they were wiping their ass on the goose.
Oh wow, that was an old episode. Look at young Sandy Toxvig. And young Bill Bailey has hair. Sorry, I'm this episode of QI that it was mentioned on.
That's still just... What?
I'm still trying to remember the name of the person who said it. Dippadela needs to stop updating it. You want to play your silly little games.
Oh,
You
yeah, play
uninstall
silly
them?
little games.
You haven't played that spooky season. But yeah, play the silly little game.
Only the silliest of silly little games.
I mean, unless you're wanting to play Dead by Daylight, you could always put it to the hey, don't automatically update.
Playing...
And yes,
Metopia.
Metopia
Okay,
is very
Metopia
silly.
is very silly.
I don't know what Metopia is, but people seem to be having fun playing it.
It's... You take your Miis, as in... You know, the stupid characters people make on the Wii and adjacent consoles. And you make them go on a like weird like JRPG-esque adventure.
Oh.
Yeah. And then like most of the Miis that get chosen for like certain archetypes are picked at random. From your like Mii database.
Yeah.
So it can get really silly really quickly if you have like a bunch of weird little guys. You've made Evie, Bobby, Rose, and Rose's cats. Great.
I hope Rose's cat is the leader of the party.
Must be. What's Zig's costume?
I was trying to think of something that fit into the spooky vibe, and then I remembered that nowadays it's just you can dress up as whatever. And I thought, okay, well, what does Zig vaguely look like? And I looked over to my right, next to my monitor, where on the wall I have a poster of Beaker from the Muppets.
I was about to...
So they're Beaker from the Muppets.
Yeah, okay, so I was correct in my assumption that was a Muppet nose. Cool, good to know. I was like, I don't think Zig's face usually looks like that, but also it's all like purple, so I can't really tell if it's like part of the knot or whether it's a Muppet nose.
So I tried to add a little string to make it look attached.
Mm-hmm.
But it's difficult to tell at this resolution.
But also he's made of string?
Yeah, it's a slightly different looking string.
So, like,
Maybe.
it's hard to tell. Like, is this an additional string, or is this just more of him?
My first idea was just a pun, which was like if I just made the ends like all, scruffy in that, then they would be afraid not. Just
Boo.
afraid seems appropriate for spooky season.
Boo.
Mrs. Sharing
I
thing.
mean, there was a online, not really a comic. Each day was just sort of a picture of a guy standing in front of a chalkboard with a bunch of weird stuff written on it, called Surviving the World, and the gentleman who did it always did like pun costumes for Halloween. So one time for Halloween he was a Freudian slip and was wearing a dress slip.
That's silly. Right. Drew Atcat having the zoomies.
Zooms.
I like to
He's
think that
zooming.
this is a picture of Fen was reading, doing his little nerd research, and Atcat just had to show Fen something and just like bodily, like didn't even explain, just bodily picked Fen up, who is still reading,
Yeah.
Has yet to
and
notice.
run off and show him a thing.
Fen has yet to realize he's no longer in the house.
You get, really absorbed in a good book. You don't realize your boyfriend has picked you up and run out of the house with you.
Yeah, exactly. Happens all the time, really. Hmm.
What else do?
Yeah, good question. That's my question as well.
Translate that into Dutch. What else do?
No, I don't want. Probably could if I tried, but I don't want.
That's fair. I was thinking, well, let's carry on the ship dynamic, I guess. I was thinking of Tori and August earlier today, so I'll draw them.
Hell yeah. More ships. All the ships.
I'm now just imagining, since it is Halloween, accidental couples costume.
Yes.
I don't know what it would be. I just think it would be very funny if they both were at some Halloween thing and accidentally matched.
Yeah, now I've got to think of that.
And of course, now we have to figure out a couple's costume that either one of them would be interested in doing the one half.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire and cat.
Though, granted,
Vampire and cat, the newest trend in couples costumes.
I mean, there's nothing saying that there can't be a well-known story in this universe about Atcat and Fennorian. They could just be characters in this universe, or their story can be a story in this universe.
Vampire is monster. Catman is monster. They can exist in October and Co. Simple.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I say that in this universe there's a well-beloved, like, Witcher style TV show where the two main characters are a vampire and a cat person.
Well, I do have to make little posters for October's room.
Well, now you have at least one thing.
Well, there you go. There's an idea.
October is in the fandom.
That, or August is, and just gave October a bunch of their posters to help October decorate their new place.
It's
That too.
Maybe like one of them read the books, the other watched the movies, and they're both like really into it and both enjoying very different versions of the same story. Both going, no, that's not how this happened. This is how it happened.
I'm trying to think of which of the siblings would be more likely to watch and read these things. I feel like May would read. May, July.
The whole family is into this. But they're all have different versions of enjoying
I
it.
mean, Game of Thrones did have like a whole couple generations of people caught in a chokehold while it was airing, so like,
Yeah, exactly.
and with
Some
my
of
example
them
earlier of The Witcher, like the books were pretty popular
I
and
can
the
see.
games were pretty popular and the TV show has been pretty popular. And
Mhm.
there's also at least one comic book series.
I can see uh July enjoying it through like the fucking most obscure like game they found somehow. Like
That
one of those things of like there was a they made a game of this when it like when the books first came out and it wasn't finished yet, so the game doesn't make any fucking sense anymore. But also the game is horrible.
you know, you bring that up.
It's a shock.
The the Netflix TV show is not the first time they tried to put The Witcher on big screen or on the screen, I should say, with like people acting.
Yeah.
There was a movie, air quotes, which was actually just a very bad cut of trying to squish together a bunch of individual episodes of this thing called The Hexer. By all accounts, it was pretty bad. But if we're going along that line,
Yeah. Who of the siblings enjoys uh like the series, who enjoys the books, who enjoys the like animated show they tried to make and then abandoned halfway through. Uh who
July
enjoyed
would.
really bad movie that came out 30 years prior.
July would enjoy the game that got abandoned mid-development, but the code resurfaced, and now they're trying to finish it.
Hell yeah. Hi, Lewis.
How we doing with OCing?
We're yes.
God, I know we've had July mainly doing like weird physical hobbies. But now I'm just imagining like, oh God, July is now going to learn like 50 different coding languages,
Oh yeah.
potentially simultaneously. There's going to be spaghetti all over the office.
Strewn all over the office. It's a short. It's a good short. How is a good short?
Miss, what else should I draw with boyfriends? It's torn between eating sausages or painting.
Don't eat a painting.
Both like eat the painting.
Don't eat the
Cute
painting.
Atcat at that time.
Eat food, but also having fun painting after a couple of weeks off. Try not to mix the two, because you'll end up, like drinking the paint water and all that stuff. Focus.
Yeah, that's
Also,
probably a bad idea.
food is good. Food gives you more energy for more painting later. So it's an investment.
God, and now I'm just think so with again using the Witcher games as an example. So The Witcher 3 is a pretty good modern game. It's a big open world, so of course there's going to be some buggy bits with it, but like that's not completely avoidable. But like the two older games, especially the first one, you really need like half a dozen mods to make it playable because I guess it was made before game design existed.
Classic.
God, I'm just because so now we've got like 3 potential layers of potential sibling interest in this type of thing. Like who well, obviously July is the one who's played this game never really saw the light of day except for code bits and is now trying to finish it. But who is the one who's only played the game that's really accessible and playable on modern systems? And who is the one who's like, no, but there's 2 other games here that you need to play first. Yes, you need to have like half a dozen mods to make them work, but it's still. And yes, if you're going to be streaming it, you probably need some sort of sensor beam thing to pop up every so often because suddenly there will just be boobs on the screen.
Whose boobs? Don't ask.
And sometimes you won't even know why suddenly there's boobs on the screen. There was a married couple who streams sometimes. I knew them first from their work in cosplay spheres. But then it's like, oh, cool, we're also going to just stream some things because that's fun. And they were playing through the first 2 Witcher games, and they had like, okay, we need like a quick censor button and their censor thing was just like a stern-looking anime man from I think one of the Fates games. Because it's like every so often, well, we've got the titty picture. Time to put up the censor bar. And it would sometimes be very random too. So it's like, oh, he's arguing with this lady, and now suddenly titty picture. What? Oh, I have no issue with there being boobs on the screen. It's just that if you're not expecting the boobs on the screen, then it's a little bit of like, huh. And if you're streaming live on Twitch, that can be a bit precarious if there's suddenly boobs on screen and you were not expecting boobs on screen.
Yeah, boobs on screen is bad for the streamer. Who would like to keep streaming, please? Thanks.
I think now, like Twitch rules with these sorts of things are like vague and ill-defined, but I think technically it's if your stream is marked as this is not a general audience thing, and if it's a thing where it's like, no, this is a part of the game and it's not like the only purpose of the game, you're probably fine. But also, like, I can completely understand people just not wanting to risk it.
There are 2 main idiots. There are 2 main issues. Sorry, I was thinking about Twitch.
Too many idiots.
I was
stands my Chris.
Sorry, I was thinking about streamers. There are 2 main issues with this. The first being that they define their terms of service loosely enough so that when an egregious breach of them is found, they are guaranteed to have something that covers it. But everyone, takes those very sort of widespread, the applications as they're gonna destroy your stream if you so much as mention boobs. Too many idiots in chat right now. No, how dare you? That's not even a handful.
That's disregarding the idiot that's right here.
Exactly. I mean, technically, I'm in chat, so that's one.
I'm also in chat, technically.
That's irrelevant.
Also an idiot.
We were talking about idiots.
Yeah, and I'm an idiot.
We can't keep this table tennis up.
Yeah, I can.
I
Watch
mean,
me.
currently you have gone a little stupid for Atcat Fennorian ship.
Exactly. This is the work of an idiot.
It's the work of somebody who's having a lot of fun doing stuffs.
Also that, but idiots can have fun.
I've now got a version of girls just want to have fun, but like idiots instead, and it doesn't scan. It's very
just
bad.
wanna have fun.
It does not scan at all. It is not a good cover. Fennorian, why do you dress like something from Hellraiser? What is this outfit?
I don't know what his outfit is.
Just a lot of really tight black leather stuff and belts.
Yeah.
And fingerless gloves.
Yeah. I did notice those.
Which is just really funny in the context of him running around in an icy mountainous area. Like, sir,
Yeah.
you are very lucky you're already a vampire and probably don't have to worry about losing circulation in your fingertips.
I was going to say that's probably a contributing factor.
You know, Chi, looking at
Yeah.
the doodle you're making right now, I just had a thought. Khajiit are mostly from the desert area.
Yeah.
So the idea of a bath is probably like really foreign. Just in general. This is a very strange experience for this cat.
Mhm.
Mr. Keyword and thought Cheeb was being asked if they were from a desert area. Yes, the long and winding dunes of the Netherlands.
Yeah, we definitely have enough space for desert sands.
I mean, there are some areas that are desertous like the closer to the North Pole, but the ones that I know that are closest to you are like over in Russia.
Yeah, they're not anywhere near where I am.
Yeah. Presumably at some point there were a lot of like sandy areas by virtue of them previously being under the sea.
Yeah, but sand isn't the same as a desert. Desert just means it doesn't get much rainfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of that.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm actually not certain if the desert areas in Russia are closer to you than the Sahara is or not. I'm not 100% sure.
I am
Dunno.
not certain either.
Tundra or Sahara, which which is closest?
I mean, hmm. The problem with I want to assume tundra, but that Russia is big, and before you get to like proper tundra, you're very far into Russia.
Yeah, which is why I'm sitting here going, well, Russia's technically closer, but not the parts of Russia that are relevant.
Hmm.
Oh well. Doesn't much matter.
We tried saving
Point
up to
is,
buy 10 obsidian blocks and flint and steel to get to Netherlands instead of flights. I don't think you have considered that now.
You haven't considered it long enough.
But yeah, I hope that's what you had in mind when you said Stinky Atlas getting a bath miss. I hope it was this. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Nefnander dragon.
Northerlander.
What's the obsidian market like these days? And probably as bad as everything else. I had to take a guess.
How much would 8 cubic meters of obsidian cost you? Probably quite a lot.
Yeah. Probably.
I mean, or you could just like make glass and paint it black. Because that's kind of what obsidian is. It's just glass.
You see a glass door and you have pressed on whether or not to push or pull it. Yeah.
I
Very
just
much.
run into it. Hope for the best. Insert clip from Goes Wrong Show. Is that a good gif? That
Like,
might be a good gif.
talking about, like, pushing and pulling doors will always remind me of, like, some viral tweet from a Scottish Twitter account, which was talking about the same exact issue. And someone commenting, like, oh, you have to push it after, like, or you have to pull it after you tried pushing it, and just very sarcastically being like, yeah, no, my next next attempt was gonna be try lift it from the bottom. It's like, thanks for the help. But then it's Scottish, so miss, please translate.
Bottom.
There we go, found it. We'll just always think about that whenever someone talks about fucking push door or pull door. A very sincere bunch. We don't know anything about sarcasm. No, of course not. Never done sarcasm ever. Miss, famously not sarcastic.
No, Evie. Evie be friends with Rose.
Oh no.
What are these two goobers wearing? They are wearing the costumes of the ever-popular TV franchise of Fennorian and Atcat.
Yeah. Did you miss that part of the conversation, miss? Where we established that in October and Co. These Atcat and Fennorian have a multi-book series, a TV series, a bad movie, a worst video game that never got finished. And now also couples costumes. Doesn't get cancelled. No, never. Of course not. Because in the calendar world where shows are beloved by all. Exactly. Why wouldn't they be?
See, now I have a thought.
You have a thought. What's the thought?
The thought is, did this happen by accident? Or did someone else set it up? Did someone else suggest?
I feel like someone set it up. Probably.
I feel like yes, simultaneously for both. Because it wouldn't surprise me if both of them got the idea of, oh, I'll dress up as this character, because October had talked with both of them about the series separately, and October has no idea that this accidentally happened.
Yeah, that seems right.
Like, it also wouldn't surprise me if Tori got into the series sort of through October, because October has multiple siblings that are into various aspects of the canon, and October's just kind of like, yeah, there's this thing, there's a whole bunch of things some of my siblings are into, and then Tori maybe is not into it as fully as all of the siblings.
October is
but
just
like
constantly trying to explain the canon of the series like they're trying to like explain Kingdom Hearts. That's what I'm imagining Toby is like. Just like, no, hear me out. It all makes sense.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry, I got it. Toby's audiobooks. Right, now that makes much more sense. Okay. Toby's got the audiobooks. And is thus influenced by the way that the reader speaks and, you know, for all the characters. Probably August is the TV show, because have it on while working out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Again, either July or May's the books, not sure. Hey, Kiro, how you doing? What's going on?
Hi, Kiro.
Long story. It starts with these two goobers.
Starts with these two idiots.
we've decided that they star in a TV show in October and Company universe.
Yeah.
There's definitely a high fantasy adventure book, TV show, movie, video game, comic series where the two main characters are a vampire and a cat person.
And this led to a hilarious situation at a party where Tori and August turned up as those two characters. What a misunderstanding. You're stressed, oh no.
What a misunderstanding.
What a misunderstanding.
And Chris is trying to match all the siblings to whatever form of media they consume this series, this thing in. So Toby is the audiobooks and August is this TV series. And July is a half-finished, very bad video game.
Okay, yeah, then May can be the books. Very frazzled.
May is
No,
the
come,
book.
come chill, Kira. Come chill. June is the soap opera spin-off.
Yes.
September's the fanfic, yeah.
Yes. 100% understand that. September is just like, I know everything about the series, actually has never consumed a canon piece of media.
But has like read every single wiki article.
Yeah.
Or maybe hasn't read every single wiki article. Feels like they
No.
have read every single wiki article just because of the discussions around them from the other siblings.
Yeah. just, yeah. September has an AO3 account, and the only way they consume this thing is through a fanfic, which is definitely not a thing I've done before, don't worry about it.
I mean, it's honestly, it's not too dissimilar to how I've consumed everything about, Good Omens or Our Flag Means Death. It's not fanfic,
Yeah.
but it's like, secondhand fanfic from just seeing Tumblr art.
Yeah.
Second degree fanfic.
I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's just something a little stupid if you do that and then insist that your impression of the series is correct when you've never actually watched the series.
I mean, my impression of the series is correct.
Yeah.
It is a rom-com, I know this.
Mm-hmm. I feel like January's thing is like the fucking like cartoon from the 80s or something. Like
Yeah, there was
some version like that.
the original.
Like the do either of you remember the old D&D cartoon from the 80s? Was that a thing on the other side of the pond?
No.
Not that I know of.
Okay, hold on. I need to go find some gifs.
But yeah. Just like horrible, wonky cartoon that fucking barely makes sense. I guess the question is, does February?
I think February's got time for any kind of relaxing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm wondering, like, does February?
I feel like January has tried to sit February down as like a nice, relaxing watch of the old show, and it didn't work.
Because they know most of the people listed in the production credits. And it's like, oh, they set up their own studio.
Make a PowerPoint about it.
February's consumption of this is what they hear on the train from people talking about it the next day.
It's
look at this. This is cartoons.
Yes, that's exactly what I had in mind. That's like style as well. Just
So the premise of this cartoon, because this is for kids like to get introduced into D&D, is all of these children are like from our universe but get magically sucked into the realm of D&D. And so the dungeon master down there is like sort of helping them through ? But he's also just sort of like disappears most of the time, and the kids have to deal with whatever problem has popped up.
Classic.
So we've got, let's see if I remember what everyone's class is. We've got barbarian, a warrior, a ranger, these days it would be called a monk. I think at the time it was called
acrobat.
Oh, what was the class called at the time? Yeah, I think that was acrobat. And then your two mage classes, wizard and cleric.
How did I know that? I don't know anything. How did I know that?
because you're from the 60s, so you would have like.
Yeah, but not the
known about
80s.
this.
I skipped the 80s.
You've lived through the 80s then.
No, I skipped that.
Oh, you skipped that one.
60s, early 70s.
Well, that I don't know.
Skipped through the 80s, came back in the 90s.
Yeah.
One of them has books based on the show. Yeah, I think there was May had the books, although January
May?
could have the original. Like there were there's the modern books and then there's the old book.
Which is
Who-
funny you say that because apparently, I don't remember his name or how to pronounce it. The gentleman who wrote the Witcher books is writing another book in the universe, and it's coming out later this year in Polish, mind. So like, I'm not going to be able to read it anytime soon
Yeah.
Who
unless
has?
I decide to learn Polish between now and December, which is not happening.
You can give it a shot. Yeah, who has the 400 issue manga adaptation?
Hmm. I don't know.
Oh, wait, she was the rogue. Sorry, the redhead was the rogue character.
M.
Right,
M has
with
it.
the cloak that could make her invisible.
and that's the manga adaptation. Sounds right. It's like 400 chapters and still ongoing.
Yes, September has it. Has not read it.
Yes. It's like in the back of September streams. It's just like decoration.
I did put the sort of books in the back that sort of looks like a manga series.
Good. Now you know what manga it is.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And there's the one with the big baddie, whose name is escaping me at the moment.
That's a weird name.
Are you
saying
saying
manga?
manga or Among Us?
I think I also hid an Among Us in the background. That comic, I can't remember where. One of the standees, I think.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Catless definitely, not Catless, Atcat. Atcat definitely has an Among Us skin in the world of October. Among Us is a thing in the world of October, and Atcat has a skin in it.
I mean, all things considered, you say that and it could be like the actual skin of an Among Us, which are actual creatures in this world.
Yeah.
Yep. I found some pictures of some toys that were for it. Good old Hasbro.
These look too modern to be that old.
Yeah, I was just looking through and it's like, oh, these are actually newer versions of it. Where's the old versions of it? Because I know these were also a thing way back when, but these look like they're new things created for it.
Tori better be blushing so hard. Always.
Of course, that only makes sense, man.
Okay, these are just the He-Man toys. Which is of a similar vein, but different story.
I feel like Tori goes all in on a costume.
Hell yeah.
Dye the hair. August also goes all in on a costume, but only by virtue of getting June to organise it. June's probably got something somewhere that looks like them. He-Man, robots in disguise. What? Oh hey look, Atcat Among Us.
Among Us. Mongoose.
Among Us.
I'm now realizing that Tori probably needed help getting that costume on, if only because of all of the belts.
Probably. October gave help, that's fine. Don't know quite how it does up, but it can't go over the head, obviously, but... How dare you?
Yes, you are correct.
Oh. Now I'm just imagining Tori trying to play one of the games using a modified controller. Like an accessibility controller that way Tori can control it with hooves instead of fingers.
Aw.
That's a very tiny Fen.
It's very tiny.
Ask, who are you drawing there?
I am drawing September, who is looking at these two from afar and interpreting their relationship through the lens of the fanfics that they know. And may or may not be the first person to realise Tori has a crush on August.
Oh my god.
Through the power of fanfics.
Through the power of fanfic.
To the power of fangirling.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fully fair, the first person to realise is October, but that's not particularly surprising. Also, I'm trying to practice drawing little chibi versions of characters, because Chib's really good at it, and I want to copy.
Hell yeah. What else do draw?
What else to draw? Sorry, hang on.
Aw, blushy.
I like the little exclamation mark.
Just the fucking.
It's like ding.
Just imagining the fucking Metal Gear Solid like
Yeah.
sound.
I will say, prior to this, going in on this conversation of Fen and Atcat costumes and things like that, I'm sort of testing the waters with it, and I doodled the pose of these two characters, and then I thought, well, we'll try the costumes. And I think originally I was going to make Tori Atcat, because I thought Tori's cute cat costume would be fun. But then I realised that August would not wear Fennorian's outfit. But anyway, I scribbled the cravat, and immediately my first thought was, I mean, I could do Edgeworth and Phoenix as a couple's costume. That could have been fun.
True. That is another option.
Do this again, but with actual. Just copy and paste what you just did.
I need
Move
another
it
couple.
up, and I make it Edgeworth and Phoenix.
Ooh. Lewis is doing paintings. Goop.
Ooh. Painting. Oh, very good. Very good painting.
Tell them to stop standing in goop. They've just had a fresh coat of paint. I'm gonna get them all goopy.
Goop goop.
Painting, dipping dinner in the paint water. Yeah, it's gruel, actually. Goop. Draw.
Yeah. What else do you draw?
What else do we draw?
Hmm. Hmm.
Round.
Round.
I could draw. Hang on.
I mean, if we're going for round, you could always draw Flynn at the costume party.
What would Flynn wear to a costume party?
Something non-dissolvable.
Just a different hat.
Give me a good screenshot, internet.
A plate.
Fine, I'll get my own screenshot.
Good, it's a plate of jello, yeah.
I believe in the old office party one I did, they went as a gelatinous cube.
Yeah, sounds right.
Because they were all going as their original sources. Although obviously Flynn's just blob. But it seemed fun to do the gelatinous cube. What was I looking for? I was looking for a thing. I remember. Yes. Shush. Stop shouting at me.
What's going on? Flynn's costume. Okay, a plate of jello.
I mean, I wasn't going to draw Flynn, but...
No, we were just talking about it.
Wear that costume in front of August. Ooh, what?
With the plate?
A plate? Just a plate. Want him to blush so much he faints. He will. He will faint. Oh, the cute Minotaur costume. Yeah.
Yes. I'm trying to think of another cute Atcat Fennorian thing to draw.
There, I found my reference.
I'd have them both hiding up a tree.
Show off those Digimon apps. Everyone loves the Digimon.
You have cursed me to draw a tree. Not that great at drawing trees.
Oh, it's a Tonberry. Oh boy.
I don't want to draw.
Don't give Flynn a knife. That video. What you got there? A knife! Now! He's gave him the normal amount of nipples. Unfortunately, there was precedent for that in Digimon, so I had to. I did my homework on that one. I found a bunch of different, like, bull Digimon and Minotaur ones, and they all have nipples.
Yep.
And horrible teeth.
There's a significant number of Digimon designs where it's like, I think this was made by a furry. The thing is, there's like multiple kinds of furries that have made these designs, as far as I can tell.
See what I'm doing. You said round. This was the first thing I thought.
orb.
Them round. Oh, Ghost Trick was great.
Why are we bringing up Ghost Trick?
Round.
Yes, drew January as Jowd.
Ah. Yes. Correct.
In the rolling, or where they just sort of roll his body.
Perfect.
A perfect sphere. Sometimes you need to approximate a character, and so you assume that they are a sphere.
Correct.
Assume a spherical Jowd. And what do we have with tree? But threw away the tree, used bush instead.
Yes. The same idea.
I feel like anyone traveling with them, if it was nighttime, would probably be just suffer so many heart attacks. Because you just turn around and it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Glowing eyes.
They're just hiding. You have
Yeah,
her lurking.
here's
Which
the lurky
one?
emote.
Both?
Why not? You've got space. All the emotes.
Both. Okay.
I will animate Jan rolling as a new emote.
Hell yeah.
The frames of my secret animation project. You weren't wrong, you just predicted it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was an animation that I recently thought I want to do that. Because I've been in the brain space of, I want to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think animation is one of the ones that slipped the net. I haven't really thought about it, doing any yet. So,
Lucky you.
lucky me. On the other hand, all the games and stories and comics and crafts and music and bleh.
Yeah. I have 2 sketches for animatics. 2 separate animatics that I still have to finish.
Hell yeah. Say this with all the love. Atcat's slightly wonky pupils are everything to you in that image.
Cool. I'll take note of that for the emotes.
Just goes to demonstrate how stable he is.
Yeah, Atcat's so stable, guys.
So stable. You would not believe all the stability we could fit in this boy.
Yeah.
Slaps trunk of Atcat. I don't know what the trunk is in this instance.
I don't know.
In Britain, we call it a boot. So it would be slapping a shoe, I guess.
Boyfriend just happy to be there. Yeah.
They're investigating something.
Mm-hmm.
Probably something nerdy.
Oh, you gotta imagine Atcat's little bum wiggle when he's getting ready to pounce.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Not featured because this is like from the front, the view from the bushes, but just be aware. He be wiggling.
He'd be wiggling. Yeah. I have no idea why cats do that, but I love
Because it's good.
it. Rustle.
Rustle,
Yes,
rustle,
not
yeah.
great for stealth.
I mean, the wiggle thing has something to do with pouncing. Because, like, whenever someone jumps, they usually do a little, like, prep of swinging their arms a bit before they commit to the jump. I think there's a similar thing going on there with the count, but I don't know the physics behind it.
Boyfriend can feel that wiggle from a mile away. Knows when the wiggle's aimed at him.
Yes, absolutely. Boyfriend's gotten used to it. Meaning he's been dealing with Atcat for a while. Just in these drawings, not in the actual game. Chris, I adore round January. Orb.
Orb. Oh, Ghost Trick music started playing. That's nice. Another new email.
All the new emotes today.
We don't have space. I have plans for emotes. I don't have space for all of them. And yet. I mean, can people check if the people who have Better Twitch TV on, does it automatically have they're called 7 TV or FFZ or whatever? There's like 3 different services that have emotes, and I think Better Twitch TV comes like packaged with one of them. I don't know how to check this. Oh yeah, no, there's definitely
I think
some. Sorry, what?
I think I just have them all on there separately, because this one I've got. Let's see. Crisp parsnips. This one I've got BTTV and Frankerface Z stuff.
Because if that comes automatically with Better Twitch TV, then I could just theoretically add more to the other services. But yeah, there's definitely, we were talking about this the other day about which ones can be cut, which ones don't get used. And like how you need different emotes for the Discord versus the stream and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a refresh at the beginning of the new year.
All of them are gone.
All of them are gone. They've all been replaced with a 9x9 grid of Flynn.
You do realize most of those bits would be just kind of like green blobs, right?
Yep, but they're all different. They're all actually just a square of green, but they're all named something different.
I was gonna say every emote is like one frame of animation of round January just rolling.
So it's not even an animated emote, it's just the frames.
Yes.
There is, however, one that definitely needs to stick around.
Oh god, yeah. This is
crispy jank always forever.
Always. Speaking of,
that's going to be relevant for a very long time.
It's going to be relevant.
Keep playing jank games.
It is going to be relevant in 2 days.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy.
What are you gonna be playing?
No, don't worry about it.
I am slightly worried about it.
So am I, but don't worry about it. On the plus side, I did look it up. The game we're going to play on Tuesday is apparently between 3 to 4 hours long. So if it ends up being real weird, it's short. And then we can get playing the next game, which I know for a fact Chib will love.
What?
Yes.
Why me specifically? What do I love?
Actually, Kiro probably also knows this because Kiro knows what game it is. But let's go now. No, bye, Shuck.
Dishes must be done. Dishes cannot wait.
Consume the dishes. Munch,
Second, I'm very confused. What do you guys know about me that I don't?
You also know this. This isn't new. But you don't know what it is that we know. You know it, but you don't know what it is. Hey, take care, Lewis. Thank you for hanging.
Lewis.
Another thing the Tuesday morning stream, I'm going to do another little maths corner. It's going to be much short. It's going to be much shorter than last time. It's going to be one thing, but I'm gonna show you something fun, and I'm fairly certain you'll like that as well. It's largely aimed at Chib.
Just for me.
Just for you.
Just for me. Everyone can go.
Everyone else might like it as well, but I just saw it and I was like, I have to show that to Chib.
Yeah.
Maths corner.
Yeah, I want to see if I can get a morning to do musical draw through.
Yeah.
I want to. But God of War Ragnarok is gonna take some time.
Yes. What? No, we're almost finished. We're almost done. We've met all the characters. We're having a lovely time. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Sure. But yeah, I just want to do a draw through of the musical I've been getting obsessed with again.
Just the Pied Piper one, yeah?
Yeah.
Sentry patted boy on the back.
But I don't know when the best time is to do it. I'd have to check which mornings.
If you want to stream on a morning I would normally stream, do ask. Otherwise, there's all the other mornings. Many options.
Yeah.
Or you could say, do it Wednesday evening, screw you. And then I'll go, night off. Let's watch Friend.
Yeah.
I do not wish to monopolize stream time, so if anyone wants to do anything during times, that's cool. I do not own time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't tell me.
Don't tell Chris. We just start streaming at the same time, and Chris is just like, "What? Hold on."
That did happen during the last one, didn't it? Because I was working on some stream stuff, and I accidentally clicked start stream while you were streaming. It's like, oh god, no!
Choose both at the same time. Yeah. I think maybe Saturday morning. Maybe.
Start the weekend fresh with Jeep.
Maybe Saturday morning. I mean, I can also just say fuck it and do it like tomorrow morning, but
Yeah, if you want it. It is entirely up to you.
yeah, I might do. It's not like I can like have the songs or anything on stream, so don't have to get anything ready. And I know the musical.
Really? You've seen it a couple of times, so...
Yeah, just like 30 times in my childhood and another 7 times as an adult. It's fine.
Regardless.
It's not. I mean, I don't know how strict copyright on Twitch is for a like 20-plus-year-old musical that's in Dutch. Like, but you know,
copyright is enforced as strictly as the copyright holder wishes it to be.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little bit iffy about it. I don't want to risk it. But
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll just be posting the songs in Discord as the stream goes.
Extracurricular activity.
Here are the songs in Dutch, which is a language you don't know, but
But it's really good, I promise.
it's really good, I promise.
I will go off and learn words like pipe and rat.
Yeah, I might just do the stream tomorrow, fuck it.
Oh, we've talked you into it. Go on.
Twist my arm, right, don't you?
It's a very obscure language. You wouldn't be able to work it out yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Definitely something intended for secret messages and not everyday use.
Yeah. Honestly, a dying language.
Well, this is why we need Chib to explain it.
Yeah.
There's only like 30 million people who still talk it
Mhm.
across 3 continents.
30 million and
At
a half.
least.
I'm getting there.
I mean, the might also. It's. Like, it's not like we were also. Like, we might have been smaller than, say, Britain, but we were also very big in the colonization
Yep.
thing. It's not like we did anything there. It could have caused people to speak Dutch in different parts of the world.
You were big on, quote, trade, unquote.
Trade, yeah. We can call it that for sure.
Yeah, you never get an entire theatre production in Dutch.
Oh no, definitely not.
No. That's why you have to resort to animatronics.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, probably. Guess I'm streaming tomorrow.
Yay!
Tomorrow morning. It's sometime or another.
On that note, you need to eat. Yeah. Does it seem like a good
Yeah,
time to
let's
end?
go eat.
Let's go eat, everybody. Tim,
Everyone eat.
everybody eat. I will be back.
Eep, 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 eep.
I will be back Tuesday. Cheap draw streams notwithstanding. Either to doodle October's comic in the morning and or to play game in the evening with Jank. It may be quite jank. We'll see. But we'll see some familiar faces and maybe hear some familiar voices.
I mean, Kira will probably hear a familiar voice because that just keeps happening.
Nah, we'll all hear familiar voices, I assure you. Oh, hey, look, it's Mira.
Oh boy.
Sorry you were late. You're never late. Kira is never late. Kira arrives precisely when they mean to. Also, there is no demand. Yeah, you do as you wish. But ye.
There's
Streams,
no attendance
games.
policy. This is not class.
Yes. I mean, apart from I'm keeping statistics, but that's just for me.
Good night.
Good night.